We are scared to speak and to say the truth, and yet we see ill deeds. Fearing, what will somebody say? What will somebody do? We must speak out, because these people are supposed to be your servants. These people are supposed to be working for you, including myself. So we must never fear to speak when we see somebody doing wrong. Yeah? No matter who he or she is, Reverend, you must call them out, because it is the only way that we get order, that we get integrity, and that we return to the true Christian values, which I believe 80% or 90% of the people of this country believe in. We must never fear to speak out. We must never fear to point out. We must never fear to show where there are failings, even if it is from our leaders. Let them say what they want. As I said yesterday, there is no one in this country who is above the law. And the law must treat each and every one of us, irregardless of our social standing, irregardless of our economic standing, it must treat us equally. Or that here we are, or as a government, we're getting into exam season, we are treating this as a military affair, that we are converting exams and schools and education into military camps. Well, without a doubt, yes, indeed, that is what we are doing. But ask yourself why. That's the first question you should ask yourself as a parent. Why is this happening? Where does a child get 100,000 shillings to pay for an exam? Si ni nyinyi munawapatia pesa? Au pesa hiyo inatoka wapi? Mtoto wa standard 8 anaweza kupata 100,000 ati aende alipe kununua exam. Si ni mzazi amempatia? Surely. Yeah? We must ask ourselves, what is our role? Why are we over-pressurizing our children? Truth be told, not every single child is going to grow up to be a professor. God has given us a multitude of talents. Let us allow our children to develop. Let us not encourage them to take shortcuts to get degrees that end up being meaningless, because a child is not even prepared, because all you've done is bought those exams. There is no shame if a child has done his best and doesn't get the top grade. There is no shame if that child moves to a technical school and becomes a farmer, becomes a plumber, becomes a person who is perfect at making furniture, becomes an artist or a musician. Shida iko wapi jameni? That is the talent that God gave that child. Let him or her express themselves. Don't force them to the point that you force them, you corrupt them. Yeah? And at the end of the day, they become useless instead of gainful and useful citizens who can make contribution to this life.